Hey guys, how's it going? Titanium back with another video. We're doing our season 5.5 tier list as a high level console player. I'm not the highest level console player, but hey, I'm a content creator. Give me a break, man. Alright, look, I got a family, you know, I go outside, I got a job. Look, this is coming from your we'll count this as a tier list from your average man, a console player, so to speak. I know some people will probably use that as, like, you know, derogatory against me, but it's okay. We're actually doing this live with my chat, my beautiful chat. They're not saying much right now, but it's okay. Got my boys like Sally and Victini in here, and to start the video off, if you are not currently subscribed, please do so, and make sure to like the video if you want more tier lists, as well as join the streams live on my Twitch, twitch.tv/TitaniumSolid, and you can see these tier lists live, be in the chat, tell me to put Jeff in F tier, or Jeff in Buns like Victini did up there, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with supports first, then tanks, then DPS. The role I play the most is DPS, so I'm going to save that for last. I have more opinions there than I do some of the other roles, but support, let's just say it's a little obvious, I think. But yeah, alright. Let's start off with Adam Warlock. Now, I'm kind of floating around here for Adam, which I know for like pro level players this would be a crazy placing, but once again I'm saying, like, I'm a console player, like, in decently high rank, like, but I don't ever see this character. It's very rare that I see this hero, and usually when I see this hero, he is like being used as like a DPS player who doesn't want to play support, but we need one more support, so they play like Ultron Adam. You know who you are when you do that. Just saying. And I report you every time for throwing. But yeah, I'm gonna put Adam in B. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I think Adam is actually, he can be really solid. A lot of his abilities are pretty strong, but not strong enough. He just falls like very flat compared to like somebody like Gambit, who can also heal and do damage, kind of like Adam does, but he can also dash around. He does way more healing overall. We'll get to Gambit very soon. But yeah, Adam just, to me, kind of feels like he falls flat. He's definitely one of the weaker supports right now. He's literally only playable in like pro level trip support, basically. So yeah, that's where I put Adam. As far as Cloak and Dagger, I'm actually gonna say I think Cloak and Dagger. I really, honestly, that might be a hot take. I could put Cloak and Dagger in B tier alongside Adam, but I'd say A. I'd say A. A lot of people think that Cloak and Dagger is like really strong, but Cloak and Dagger's actually not that strong. Cloak and Dagger, like, they get a lot of value off of, like, they just have like a lot of raw heals, but they're not like, Cloak and Dagger, they're not the greatest hero. And I don't think they're not, definitely not admin tier. Definitely not even close. There's like at least like 3 or 4 better supports. Could just be me, but I would maybe put them all in buns. Alright. This is coming from the guy who doesn't play the game. Yo. What's up, bro? But yeah, I think Cloak and Dagger is probably A. Realistically, I feel like this is a decent spot to put Cloak and Dagger. But yeah. Also, just very counterable hero. Like with mag ults in general that kind of just explode, you can just counter their ult. And mag is like never banned, so that's like, you know, literally only Cloak and Dagger players try to ban Mag. But alright, Invis. You knew before you clicked on this video or the stream, you knew where Invis was going. And in fact, I ain't gonna waste any time. I'm not gonna waste any time at all. Both of them, admin. Invis, Gambit, both admin. This is not a hot take at all. These two heroes are really stupid. And like, not even just support, I think they might be the two best heroes in the game, period. I like... It is insane how much these heroes can do as support heroes. They do damage. They can do a lot of damage. They can survive forever. Gambit's ult is the best ult in the game. Invis's ult is not that far behind. Just a lot of slowing and CC from Invis too, which is very annoying to play against. Self-shield. Xiong, I don't know what you were cooking, bro. Remove that from the game. See, the self-shield thing was stupid, and it made Invis that much less, like, skillful to play. Like, I'm not kidding. I wish I had a clip of it. I hit a Phoenix ult alongside my buddy Mario's Thor ult on an Invis. She used self-shield. She survived both ultimates. Both. She survived both ultimates. Two ultimates, by the way, that would kill basically anyone else in the game if you hit them both on a certain character. She survived both easily. That character is ridiculous. Server admin, bro. Like, actually, those two are just definition server admin. If you don't ban them, you are throwing. You either ban them, or if they're both open, you have to play both. That's just the meta of the game right now, unfortunately. Maybe Deadpool will change that. Copium. But yeah, anyways, enough on the server admins. You guys already know the drill with those heroes, man. They're pissing me off. And that's coming from a guy who I really wanted Gambit badly in this game. And I still think he's really fun to play, but maybe too fun to play, because it's basically a single player game if you play Gambit well enough. You are literally, it's Gambit ult simulator. And this is gonna be a hot take. This one's gonna be a hot take. Loki. Oh man, do I do it? Do I do it? Look, man, I've seen some stuff in high rank. I have seen some stuff. Dude, can we get rid of the freaking ads, please? Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm gonna put Loki A tier. But he's very high A tier. And the only reason I'm not putting him in admin is because technically his ult, in my opinion, is what makes him admin, but that's because he can just copy Gambit ult. Loki, like, if you play Loki with like, Invis or Gambit or both, I have experienced that, it is horrible to play against. Like Loki Gambit Invis trip support is the least fun I've had in this game. So, I mean, that's like, I mean, come on, dude. F tier the agenda. I just now saw that. But yeah, I mean, dude, when you have something as broken as Gambit ult that can then charge your Loki while your Loki is attacking in a Gambit ult that charges Loki's ult, and then Loki is being charged faster to copy another Gambit ult. It's like, what are we playing, dude? It's actually stupid. But I'll let Loki off the hook for now. If they buff Loki again, just know Loki's gonna be like the best support in the game. Moving on to Rocket Raccoon. I actually think, I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like there's another support that needs to be an admin, but I'm not sure. I feel like Rocket, I don't know if Rocket is server admin, although I am gonna put him right here. I actually kind of think Rocket is the third best support in the game right now. I still think Rocket is like third best support, but honestly, like, these two are so good, Invis and Gambit are so good that I think they are on their own tier. For sure. Like, these two are on their own tier for support, 100%. And then we have, like, I think a lot of supports, though, right now float right below them in the A tier. Like, there's only a few, like Adam, that I think kind of fall behind. But honestly, and this might be telling you what I think about supports right now. I don't think a single support in this game right now is in C or Buns. Like, I'm looking at it, I don't think a single one of them is in C or Buns. No troll. No troll. I think support is really absurdly strong right now, and sustain is horrid right now. You say Loki is better than Rocket? Really? I could see it. I could see it. Honestly, you might be right. I think you're right because of the ult. I'm actually going to swap that. Because he can copy, if you have an Invis or a Gambit on your team, because he can copy Invis or Gambit, or even if you have a Luna on your team, you can still do Loki Luna. Loki Luna really is not bad right now. It's not the meta anymore, but it's still not bad. It's still really good. You can still just combo 2 Luna ults and have the disco party last forever. Just, I am ready to put on a show. Your powers are mine. I'm ready to put on a show. It's freaking awful. But honestly, I prefer it over... I'm not gonna lie, I prefer it over the current meta. Anyway, yeah, there's not really much else to say about Rocket. Yes, Rocket can get countered by Phoenix, that's it. His ult otherwise, though, is really good, and his ult, like, I think Rocket is the best he's ever been right now. I think Luna is probably here. I think Luna is barely below Rocket, barely. But even then, I'd be hard pressed to not put her almost. I could almost be convinced to put her above Rocket, because Luna is actually, like, still pretty strong in my opinion. Especially, they just gave her those power creep buffs, so I don't know. The Self Flake, I've been playing as Luna. Self Flake is kind of fun, but it's also really stupid that it's in the game. Now, Mantis. People are gonna hate me for this, probably. I think Mantis is B. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I've played a good bit of Mantis. She's, like, kind of close to being my next support lord. I feel like Mantis just doesn't cut it, man, in a lot of ways. Like, Mantis is banned a lot in pro play, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like Mantis and Adam are very different in pro play because they play a lot of trip support, and, like, these DPS players with insane mouse aim play on, like, Mantis and Adam, or even just supports that have really insane aim. Like, so these heroes are kind of different when it comes to pro level. Like, you actually will see them a lot more. And, like, Loki, Adam comp will do, like, you'll do, like, some crazy double res shenanigans. But I think, like, if we're talking console player, decently high level, like Celeste level and higher, like, Adam and Mantis are really not that played. And they're kind of, like, just mid. I mean, Mantis ult's a lot better than it's ever been, really. But that's not really enough to, like, her healing. The main thing with Mantis is, like, her healing compared to anyone else in the A tier or admin is just not even close. Like, there's just so much more sustain from the heroes above her, and, like, advantages from the heroes above her and stuff, that she just doesn't cut it. Now, Ultron. This is gonna be crazy. I don't know if some people are going to disagree with this or not. Ultron is A tier. This hero, he looks all, you know, he doesn't heal that much. He doesn't, you know, whatever. If you play this hero in trip support, and hit scans are banned, like Hela and Phoenix and certain heroes are banned, even without that, Ultron is seeing a lot more play than he has before. And if you play him in trip support, he can do a lot of damage. His ult is still pretty good, and he builds it pretty fast. he can actually be decently annoying to kill as well. I think Ultron is good right now. Like, he's not, he's not busted. He's not busted by any means. I don't think he's like freaking, admin. He's not like Invis Gambit level, and I think that these 4 support beat him for the most part. Like, even Cloak and Dagger, you could even debate that he might be better than Cloak and Dagger, but Cloak and Dagger is like more consistent. That's the main thing with Ultron, and why I don't think he's higher is the consistency with that character is not there. Especially because you still have to play him in trip support. And whenever I get so pissed off when I get Ultron duo heals, because he just doesn't do enough healing for that. But he's not meant to. That's the thing. He's designed to play with trip support so that he can still heal, but do like DPS-y stuff. He's meant to play that way. Jeff. Okay. Jeff is going to buns. No, I'm kidding. There you go, Connor. he's in buns. Nah. I actually, this might be kind of a hot take too. I feel like Jeff is probably around the same as like Mantis Warlock, but I think he's actually a little bit better than them, to be honest. His ult can be really devastating. It always has been, but it can be really devastating when it lands. It does give you a healing pool now, which is nice. And Jeff is still very hard to kill. He just zips around. He goes underground. He's CC immune when he's in that for some reason. He is a very hard character to take down for the most part, unless you really just like, if you're playing like Daredevil or something like that, and you just chase him down the entire game. Yeah, I feel like Jeff, that's probably a good spot for Jeff. Jeff also just, yes, there's a healing pool and stuff, but he still doesn't have a defense. And defensive ults are just so big in this game, like, because there's so much sustain and stuff in this game, and so much burst damage, that, like, not having a defensive ult is pretty bad. But his ult, obviously, of course, you can get, like, freaking, you can get a lot of picks off it and stuff. But I don't think that's enough to really make Jeff, like, that high up. But I think Jeff's also pretty, like, he's decently easy to play, which I think it's nice for a lot of players. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the support, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and in the chat too if you want. But yeah, that's gonna be the supports. I did try to order this mostly, although I'd say probably Gambit's probably a little bit better than Invis. That's mostly ordered, but it's not gonna be totally ordered. It's gonna be like basically ordered by role. So like if I'm putting like Hulk somewhere, he's not, just because he's behind these two doesn't mean he's like necessarily it's like rating them by role. But yeah, now we're getting into the vanguards. We're starting with Hulk. So this isn't gonna come as a surprise to any of you guys. I also play Hulk. It's maybe a little bit of bias. I'm putting Hulk in buns. It pains me. It does. It pains me to put him here. Hulk just sucks, man. He just sucks, man. Like, you have to work so much harder on Hulk than any other tank to get value, and most of the time, you still don't get value. You have pillow fists. You can hardly dive the supports and kill them because you have pillow fists, and all the supports just out-sustain you. All the CC in the game is horrid for Hulk. Hulk gets hit by like all of it super easily, and has no real defense against it necessarily besides his bubble, and that doesn't really last long. What else can I say about Hulk? Yeah, especially Hulk into like trip support, forget about it, it's terrible. And there's so much damage in the game too, you just get bursted down so easily, man. Like the DPS in this game just kill you so easily, and then you're instantly bruised, and then whenever you're bruised, everybody just focuses you and you die instantly. That's where I would put Hulk. I just think he needs help. He needs, our big green boy needs help. This is gonna be crazy, I think, to some people. I think Hulk is A tier. Oh my, I'm so brain dead, dude. Not Hulk, man. Not freaking Hulk, man. I'm so focused on Hulk because Hulk's my GOAT. Thing is A tier. Thing is A tier, 100%. I thought that, like, Thing was kind of falling off and, like, bad, but honestly, and maybe this is like, maybe I'm just a believer in the character. I think Thing is like good right now. Like he's actually good right now, and he's consistently being played. Not only in like in my ranks, I feel like I'm starting to see him a lot because he's actually a decently good counter, obviously, to like Daredevil even, or a lot of those dive like DPS and stuff. So that he's typically like one of the go-to heroes for that. He's really good against all the shield tanks, like really, really good against like Mag and Strange, in my opinion. He has obvious counterplay like poke and stuff, but I don't think that's enough to make him bad right now. I think he's actually pretty solid. Not the best tank in the game, but he's pretty solid. I think he's like probably a few buffs away from being like an S tier tank, in my opinion. You know, screw it. This is my tier list, alright? This is my tier. This is what I think, alright? Groot is admin. I don't care. Groot's admin. He's ridiculous right now. Groot is actually like, when you have to play against a good Groot in high rank, it is miserable. Ever since that change of making him like immovable from the Iron Wall, his ult is still really good. It combos with everything. He does a lot of base damage. He does a lot of base damage too. Like, people don't really realize how much damage Groot actually does. The walls are really annoying to play around. Iron Wall specifically feels like it has like a trillion health. You're basically always forced to play Punisher into Groot for the most part, or like Moon Knight. But then that was something too. Moon Knight and Groot ult combo is still really insane. People are like kind of getting back on that now. Like, Groot just seems like he's really thriving right now, in my opinion. Like there's a lot of Groot play. Groot's just really solid right now. I think this is where Groot belongs. He's not the best tank in the game. We will get to the best tanks in the game, but he's up there. I think he's up there. I think Groot's at least top 3. This hero is freaking annoying. He's annoying, bro. Thor is annoying. I think he's probably A. He's probably A. And maybe this is also me. I might be rating Thor higher than most, but I feel like every time I play against Thor, it's miserable. Especially since that the change of him like being able to move a lot more with the dash. It is really annoying, especially as a tank playing against Thor. It's really annoying. Like, especially when you're one of the more stationary tanks. Cough, cough, Hulk. Hulk gets pushed a lot. Anyway, yeah, I think he's still a little lower than Thing. I think Thing is technically better, for the most part, than Thor. But I think Thor is A tier. Do I think Angela's admin tier? You know, right now, I'm going to say no. For now, I'm going to say no. If she gets buffed again, though, we are cooked. We're cooked. Bro, I'm not even trolling. We're cooked if she gets buffed again. This hero is actually just like horrific to play against. She's like the same as Thor in a lot of ways, but she's better. She's a lot better. I think she's like top of A for tanks. She's top of A for tanks for sure. Like, she's really, really good. And like, especially MRC, pro level, all that stuff. Angela's really, really good in that rank too, but even in my ranks, like, Angela is really annoying. And you like immediately have to play counters to like beat her. But even then, she's still like really annoying. She'll, especially like, she's just pushed around your supports and stuff, man. Oh my gosh. But she just gets a lot of value from literally just being in your backline, zipping around, and like just pushing your teammates around. That's all she has to do, and she gets value. It's actually really stupid. Penny Parker. Oh man. Dude. Where do I put Penny? I think she's still better than like Thor, but she's not better than these tanks. I honestly might move like Penny and Thor to B tier. Well, Penny is really like annoying, and they've made Penny a lot better. They've buffed her a lot. She's still a fairly like map dependent hero in my opinion. Like, she's more broken like depending on the map. Like, we're talking about like Clintar. Clintar, she's here. She's here. I don't even care. Clintar, she's admin. But like overall, I feel like she's probably A. Honestly, I will move Thor down here. I think I'm gonna move Thor down here. I'll keep Penny up here, but I'm gonna move Thor down. I think Thor, as annoying as he can be, the more I'm thinking about it, like, there's a good bit of counter to him as far as if you play Poke and even Penny. If you literally play Penny against Thor, Thor struggles bad against Penny. He struggles a lot against like people with CC. Him and Hulk are kind of in the same boat in that sense, where they're both CC really screws them bad. There's enough said about Penny. Penny also gets banned a lot, but I think that's just because a lot of people don't want to deal with her. One, and two, like a lot of your teammates in ranked for some reason don't know how to shoot nests, so you just die. We're gonna go to Emma Frost, and I don't think it should really be a surprise. I think Emma's still admin as far as like. She's still just one of the best tanks in the game. She can do it all, bro. That's the thing. Like, she can literally do it all. She can be a shield tank. She's got a beam. The like sentience thing where she takes your like sentience or whatever and hits it is also still really good. Does a lot of damage. Emma can basically still just do everything. Her diamond form is like actually just like still ridiculous. She just, you like can hardly play certain heroes when Emma's on the field, and we'll get to one of those. We will get to one of those. But yeah, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Emma's admin tier. Captain America. I feel like at his peak, he's probably still better than these two. Just because he can live like forever if you play him right. You can perma dive supports, get in, get out. Him and Angela are both up here for the same reason, really. They're both just like get in, get out heroes who can really just like thrive off of splitting your team up and like stalling the point forever. His ult charges other people's ults now for some reason. Why did we do that? I don't know. This one might be a hot take. I think Venom is B tier. Honestly. God's honest truth. I think he's B tier. I think he's really not that great right now. Honestly. Like, he's good. He's still really good. He still has a lot of value that he can get off of stalling. But he's also much easier to hit for the most part than somebody like Angela or Cap. And he doesn't really... Your ult, you can get a lot of value off of Venom's ult. But it's not really as good as like Cap's ult. He kind of does the same thing. If you know how to play against him, or if you have like a Wolverine or something like that, he just dies. I just think Venom's not that great right now. Like, and even from my POV, like, we used to ban him a lot, and we don't have to ban him anymore, really. No one really bans him, which is also, I feel like that's kind of a sign of, like, a hero kind of falling off. That's where I'm putting Venom. Venom's B tier. I don't think he needs buffs, don't get me wrong. I am not at all putting Venom this low because I think he needs buffs. He's very annoying. Don't get me wrong. Venom is very annoying. But I just don't think, like, value-wise, like, for the team, I don't think he's that great right now. Alright, this is gonna be a take that people might flip out about, actually. I'm putting Strange low A. Low A. No troll. This is not troll at all. I'd even almost put him B, to be honest with you. But I'm putting him low A because his portal. But that's what I'm saying. The reason I was going to put... I actually kind of want to put Strange in B because Strange is kind of just a port bot. Like, he's not horrible on his own without portal, I guess. But you're kind of throwing if you choose Strange before using port. If that makes sense. Because then if you die on the point as Strange... and your team needs port, you can't port because you're dead. So it's always better to like one of your teammates dies, whatever teammate dies first, then you guys play, like, then you swap Strange and you port. I feel like Portal just is very weirdly, like, making Strange kind of worse in a way, because he is just the port bot. That's what everybody uses him for. But I don't know. He's definitely not admin. Nowhere close. He's nowhere close to, like, in my opinion, Groot, Emma, and might as well just put him up there. Magneto. I mean, really, any disagreements? Magneto's still the best tank in the game. He is. I don't care what anybody says. He's still the best tank in the game. I'm never mad at having a Magneto on my team, as long as they're good. Mag just does a lot of damage for a tank, for one. For two, his ult just shuts down support ults for the most part. As long as you can hit it, you're killing support ults consistently. What's there to say? I mean, basically everything has been said about Magneto. Everyone knows Magneto's like the GOAT of tanks, and he has been for a while. And he's not, like, he just hasn't gotten nerfed. He literally got a new team up with Gambit in 5.0 that is like absurd damage. The bubble and self bubble at the same time is also pretty crazy. His shield is still pretty good. Magneto can literally just exist long enough on your point and win his team the game. Like, that's the thing with Mag. You can literally even just exist on the point long enough, your support's pumping heals in you and stuff, to just keep the point and stuff, and Magneto just, he wins for his team. Like, he's just a really, really good hero, and always has been. He literally has been since Season 0. So, I'm sure some of you are curious to know my opinions on Rogue. As someone who, I just got her lorded. I've played her a good bit in my comp games, like in the high level ranked games too. And just a lot in general. I play a lot of Rogue. I really like Rogue. She's probably my favorite tank in the game now to play. Just from a gameplay standpoint. But where does she fall on the tier list? That's the question we're asking here. Not how fun is she, but is she good? I'm here to tell you. I think Rogue is... I think Rogue's B tier. And I think that she's actually, to be honest with you, I think she's a little bit better than these heroes. Harder to play. She's harder to play. Like, you can probably get easier value on these two. Overall, I think they're kind of easier heroes to play. But I think Rogue is overall better. You can steal ult charge from people. It's not quite as crazy as we thought it would be, but it's still really good. You can literally take a support's win condition away for you can, like, delay support ults a bit longer if you get the supports in your ult. She does quite a bit of damage. The Gambit team up makes her even better. I think she's a really solid hero. But I think the reason I put her in B tier is she's kind of like Thor too, in the sense where when you start playing Poke and stuff like Hela and Punisher or Moon Knight, even like heroes like that, Star-Lord, like, there's a lot of characters that can just melt Rogue, and she has like no real ranged abilities for the most part to where she can actually contest like ranged hero. Like, for the most part, ranged heroes just completely shut this hero down. So that's why I would put Rogue in B. I think Rogue has potential. Rogue could be a couple buffs away from an admin. I'm not even lying. I think Rogue has potential. I think it's a little too early still, even, to kind of like see where she's truly gonna be. But yeah, I think that's where I put Rogue. I feel like that's a solid place to put Rogue. Alright guys, now we're on DPS. And we're starting off with an interesting one. Black Panther. This hero sucks. This hero sucks balls. He's horrible. Like, he went from being like the metal rank destroyer of Doom to, like, even in metal ranks, I don't think BPs are really going to get much success unless they're like a Smurf. BP is just like really, really bad. Like the lowering of his health made him like much easier. Like he's much easier to kill. The only thing that he has as an advantage is the fact that he can still obviously he can still be really fast and like hard to hit when he's dashing and everything, but that's not enough to like he still mostly just tickles, and most support players for the most part know how to play against him, and the sustain in the game is really strong right now, especially with characters like Invis and Gambit. You should not really be struggling that much against BP. He's just not good right now. They gotta figure out how to balance him, because no one wants him to be the one-shot assassin like he was, really. That was like not really that fun to play against. But he's also right now basically just unplayable, and his ult is like one of the worst in the game. Like you can combo it with stuff, yeah, and get kills, but it's so bad. Like it's not ideal, to say the least. I'm putting Widow in C. You know, Widow can be like up here if she has if Widow has like Mantis damage boost, and like a mag constantly bubbling her so nobody really gets to hit her. She can be up here, but that's what I'm saying. You have to have so many like ifs. Like if this, then Black Widow is amazing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you have to do all that just for Black Widow to be useful to your team at all. So that's why I'm putting Black Widow here. Her stun is still horrible to play against, but hey, welcome to CC Rivals. I've said it for a while. I think Blade's B tier. I don't think he's quite as trash as some people think he is. But he's not great either. You know, he's not like amazing. He's not gonna be running he's not gonna be running lobbies 24/7. He might with like a one trick, somebody who's a Blade one trick, or like just somebody who has a lot of hours on Blade. You know, can really like start to run a lobby, but I love Blade. I think Blade is one of the most fun heroes in the game. I think he's really cool. Obviously, he's Blade, so of course he's gonna be cool. But he's just not really cutting it right now. He hasn't been cutting it really since he's released. Like honestly, whenever he released, he probably would be like down here somewhere. But I think he's in a good spot right now for the most part. I think there's just a lot more DPS in the game that are just better than him. I ain't wasting any time. Hawkeye is an admin. I don't care what anybody says. This hero can just one-shot so easily. He's getting banned a lot more. He's really insane with like Gambit, even like paired with him. His team up's pretty good with Cloak and Dagger. There's not really much else to be said. He can one-shot all the supports in their ults. He's just back. He's back, man. Hawkeye's back. He's really stupid right now. I think Hela is probably A, which is kind of crazy. Maybe that's kind of crazy, but I feel like she's not quite. She is actually really incredible right now, obviously, and has always been a solid hero. But I think she's a little bit below other heroes, is the way I'll put it. And we'll get to those other heroes, but I think she's still a cut below, like, Hawkeye. Hawkeye's better than her in a lot of ways, to me, at least. I feel like she's just still really good. You're never gonna really complain about a good Hela on your team. I feel like Torch is C. And I don't know if that's just because I don't see him a lot or what, but also hit scans are really strong right now. Hawkeye's strong, Hela's strong, Phoenix strong, even Bucky is strong. He's not even hit scan, but he can mess up Torch pretty bad. Namor even, like, I think there's a lot of heroes that are like strong against just flyers in general right now, but Torch specifically doesn't have enough right now, in my opinion, to really be like up there. He used to be. He definitely used to be like admin, or could be, but I think that's probably where he lies right now. This might be a crazy man take. I'm putting Iron Fist in A tier. I think Iron Fist is actually pretty good right now. And he's just like he does his job good. He can take tanks out really easily. Your block and everything, you can survive for quite a while. The only thing that Iron Fist I think really struggles against is like trip support is pretty rough for him. And then obviously like CC and stuff can be rough for him. But I've seen a lot more Iron Fist played this season. And even with the supports that are meta right now, he works really well with them too. Especially like Gambit, obviously. Gambit ult with Iron Fist is actually really stupid. Iron Fist, if you're not careful, like Iron Fist right now, I feel like can really destroy your lobby. Which is why I put him in A. Iron Man's either C or Buns. I'm not even gonna lie. He's either or. I put him C. I'll put him C next to Torch. I think him and Torch are about the same. They're both flyers. They're both getting hard countered by a lot of the poke and like hit scan that's good right now. But I feel like Iron Man is almost even worse because he like just doesn't have any real like good like movement tech or anything like that. He's kind of just like a cannon. He's kind of just like a cannon because he just kind of sits there and he shoots big blasts. He can kill with big blasts and stuff. And like, yeah, like his ult, he can like get a insta kill with his ult, but that's very hard to hit nowadays. A lot of people just block it. Mag just absorbs it and stuff. But for the most part, Iron Man, bro, he just uses that thing where he goes overdrive. He's like, powering up. Beam, beam, beam. He just stands there. And he's like, he just dies. Like, he just stands there and he gets killed by hit scan. That's all he does. Like, for the most part, Iron Man, unless you're like in low elo, you're feeding on Iron Man for the most part. You have to be like an Iron Man one trick who's insane. But you can say that for any hero, really. You have to be like an Iron Man one trick that you can really just like diff the other team to really do anything on Iron Man. Magic might be kind of a hot take too. I actually think Magic is probably also A. I think Magic's really not that bad right now. At least in ranked games, like comparatively to pro play. I know in pro play she's never really been that good. But I feel like in ranked games specifically with less coordination and stuff too, Magic can really thrive off of a team that ain't playing together. If your team doesn't play together, Magic will roll your lobby every single time. She's going to take out your support, then she'll take out your DPS. She can even do a decent amount of damage to tanks, but for the most part, characters like Thing do keep her honest, or like Penny. I think she's good right now, honestly. I don't have much else to say really about Magic. I think she's in a good spot right now. I think she's good. I mean, melee heroes kind of only struggle a bit more, especially when characters like Hawkeye and Hela and characters like that are really meta. We thought the Mr. Fantastic, like as someone who plays a lot of Mr. Fantastic, we thought the buffs were going to be like really insane, but they ended up not being so. I think he's only B really because I think he can help you stall a lot, and he's like good with the support sustain that's in the game right now. But honestly, like he doesn't have. There's just no chance he'd ever be up here. With his current state, he'd never be an A or admin. It's just okay. Like, honestly, I'm even debating on putting him down here. Because he just, typically, like, you're rarely getting kills and stuff with Fantastic 2. You're mainly just surviving. Like, that's what you're doing on Fantastic. But honestly, if I'm putting Fantastic in B, I might actually move Torch up a little bit. Because I do think Torch is, honestly, he's a little bit better than these heroes. And I think I'd put Torch on the same, basically the same scale as these two. They're all, like, can be good and can shine in some ways, but they're definitely not, like, that good. If that makes any sense. Moon Knight is definitely, like, here. He's above these two, in my opinion. Moon Knight's actually really strong right now. He can still build ult really fast. He's pretty good in the trip support, actually. He's one of the better heroes in the trip support. His combo with Groot is stupid, of course. Really, really stupid. As long as you play your cards right, everyone should die in that combo every time. Like, really, the only thing about Moon Knight that he truly struggles with is the fact that he's just very susceptible to dive. That's it. Literally, other than that, like, Moon Knight just kind of thrives, bro. You can do a lot. Like, that's who I've been playing a lot in ranked recently. He's just really solid, and you can break through a lot of chokes and stuff with Moon Knight. Like, he's really good for that because he does a lot, like, so much damage that you can kind of force the other team back. I'm also gonna put Namor I think he's a little bit better than Moon Knight. I think he's a team up merchant, man. He gets a team up every season. His team up with Hela is really good. But other than that, he's kind of like, he's good. He's good. That's all you can really say about Namor. He's good. Honestly, though, with all these heroes being A, I think I am going to move Hela up to admin. I think she's strong enough to be, like, a tier above these characters. And, like, her and Hawkeye both are kind of just back in the spotlight. Phoenix. Admin. A lot of people still don't understand this somehow. Phoenix is stupid right now. She counters one of the better supports in the game, being Rocket. She's another hit scan, so she shuts down flyers pretty easy. Her burst damage is stupid. You can melt tanks really fast. Like, that's another hero I've been playing a lot too this season is Phoenix, and oh my god, like, you can win so much easier for the most part when you play Phoenix. Phoenix is stupid right now, like, really stupid. And for some reason, they buffed her health on the Phoenix bird itself, which is like, why? For one, but for two, like, it's stupid, man. It's just stupid. This hero is just stupid. Like, these three heroes, man, can really be a problem in your lobbies always. If they're open, like, I've started to ban Phoenix a little more if we have a Rocket on our team, because it's like actually just that annoying. Hela's still really annoying. Hawkeye's still really annoying. Like, these three are literally just like insane DPS. This might be kind of a hot take. I think Psylocke's probably here right now. It's weird because Psylocke is kind of like, she's the ult machine and her ult is really stupid and stuff, but I feel like not enough people really play her. Like, people only play her because of the ult. Like, her kit otherwise is like good, it's good, but she's not quite overall as like busted feeling as like these three, but she's like there. She's there. Don't get me wrong. She's probably gonna be the highest DPS in A tier, but I think she's kind of like she's fallen behind a little bit. Like, I don't think she's quite admin tier anymore, which is totally fine. Do I really have to say anything, man? Scarlet's just mid, bro. She's so mid. Like, you can do damage, you can do a CC, but you don't do a lot of damage, and your CC's not the best. Whereas you go to Hela, and she does a lot of damage. She 2-taps people. Her stun is way better. Scarlet is just severely mid. Severely. And she always has been. That's the thing. Scarlet's always been mid. Her ult's extremely killable. You know, all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. I don't really have to say much, dude. It's Scarlet Witch. I actually think he's pretty good right now. I think he's probably like around here. I'd actually say he's probably lower, maybe, or I think he's probably like here. I think he's maybe a little better than Fist. I don't know, actually. This is the part where it gets kind of hard to sub these, or to rank these characters. Maybe he's like, I'd say he's like, him and Moon Knight are probably about the same. I think they kind of almost have the same objective too, of kind of almost being like damage bots, where you kind of just shoot down the tanks and stuff, and like just shoot them from afar and do a bunch of just do like that sort of thing, like trying to get through chokes and stuff. Like they kind of do the same thing in a lot of ways. But then obviously Punisher has a shotgun. The shotgun can be really good up close against anybody. Really, you could actually like one tap people with the shotgun. Punisher's a really fun hero. I think he's good right now. He's good. Spider-Man, dude. Where do we put this menace, so to speak? The Spider Menace. I think Spidey is B. I think he's above these heroes too, which might also be a hot take. But I feel like Spidey, I feel like he's good. You know, not great, not excellent like these guys up here, but he's good. The main thing that kills Spidey is trip support. That's all I'll say on that. Literally the main thing that puts Spidey just like out of the meta, I think, legitimately, is trip support. Don't love Squirrel Girl. Don't love her. She's I'm not gonna lie to you, Squirrel Girl's probably C tier. Squirrel Girl can do a lot of like random damage and stuff, and like her ult can be annoying, but for one, you can kill the ult fairly easily. For two, they've nerfed her damage a decent amount. Three, no one hardly plays her that much anymore, which is crazy for Squirrel Girl, because Squirrel Girl used to be played like all the time, even by the people who are like skillless and like bronze. But even those people don't really play Squirrel Girl anymore. That's what I'm saying. Like Squirrel Girl is like bad right now. She's bad. Like you could almost even debate Squirrel Girl being a buns tier. I'm not even trolling. I'd say Star-Lord's up here. I actually think he's above Psylocke too. I think Star-Lord's really strong. As someone who plays a lot of Star-Lord and a lot of Psylocke or used to play a lot of Psylocke, but I feel like Star-Lord is just like still really good. His ult's good. You can force support ults out pretty easily with it, or you can get a lot of kills with it. You were thinking SG Buns? Yeah. I'm thinking about it, honestly. She's really bad. She's really, really bad. Star-Lord is just really, really good. I think he's better than Psy, he's better than Namor, better than Moon Knight, better than Punisher, better than Magic, better than... Yeah, I think he's better than everybody that I've put him above. But I do think he's not better than the admin tier. Like, he's not better than Phoenix, Hela, Hawkeye, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good for Star-Lord. There's not really much else to say. He's just really good. He can get in and out. Does a good bit of damage. Can melt tanks. Supports hate him. I actually think Storm... I'm not even trolling. I think Storm is probably like... I'll put her at the bottom of A. But honestly, she could be higher. I could be putting her higher, really. I could see her going higher. The meta is a little interesting because there are, like, you know, Phoenix and Hela are really good right now, so it's kind of problematic for her. But Storm is still really good. Her damage boost is still really good. I just saw her being played in tournament yesterday, too, actually. She's really good right now. As far as, like, if certain characters are banned, I've always kind of said it, too. If certain, like, hit skins and stuff are banned, she can be really good. But also, like, with her damage boost and Rocket's damage boost from his ult, your team can legit be doing like 60% damage boost or something like that, like close to 60% damage boost, which is insane. Like that is insane. Your team has to know, that's the main thing with Storm, your team has to know how to play with Storm. Like, your team actually has to know how to coordinate with Storm and play with Storm. Stay in her damage boost or her wind speed boost. Like, your team has to know that kind of stuff. Which I think is also kind of why I put her lower. She's not quite as easy to get value on compared to somebody like Star-Lord or the admin tier or anybody like that. put him in the admin tier, dude. I don't care. This hero can do everything. Bucky can do everything. He can hook you for CC. He can uppercut people, and it makes it to where you can't move for like a solid second. And he can basically just kill you easy off that. He does a ton of damage. His orbs slow you, and they knock down flyers. He's a hero that can really put you out of position a lot. And he's really a crutch hero for a lot of people. He's a crutch hero for a lot of people. I know even for me, like, if some of my other heroes aren't working, I just go Bucky, because Bucky's that stupid, and he does, like, everything. Yeah, Bucky's... I think he's admin right now. I don't think that's a hot take at all. Now, if you know something about me, it's that I play Wolverine. Wolverine has been the character I've played the most since Season 0. He's the one I have the most hours on. Where do I think Wolverine's at right now? A tier. I think he's just above these characters, but I would say that you could debate. Honestly, I think he's above Moon Knight too, but then I think he's not really quite above like Namor, Psylocke, Star-Lord, any of these characters. Wolverine is still pretty solid. The best way I'd put it is Wolverine is less fun to play now. But he's still good. Like, you can still beat tanks really easily and stuff, and he still has really good value for that, but I do feel like he's falling behind now, and I could see even within the next patch, he might get worse, honestly, in my opinion. I think he might just get worse as the game goes on, unless they change some things about him. Because they're going to add more and more heroes that can poke and stuff. Like, that's the thing with Wolf. Whenever you start doing good on Wolf and are having fun killing tanks and stuff, the other team will immediately swap like Emma solo tank, 3 poke DPS, or like trip support or something like that, and then bye Wolverine. You don't really get to play him as much after that. That being said, though, he's still good. You can still get a lot of value on him. I think Wolverine is he's a solid A tier, in the middle of A tier. Played at his peak, this is where Daredevil is. Played at his peak, you have good supports, that kind of thing, like, or Mantis enabling your dives with damage boosts and stuff. He is here. But I do kind of think overall, I'd maybe even put like these two up here, like Hella Phoenix up here, and then like these 3 over here. I actually think that like poke and everything right now, poke is much stronger than dive. If it was a dive meta, if it was like a much more dive heavy meta, which dive is still good right now, don't get me wrong, but if it was a much more dive heavy meta in general, Daredevil would be up here, like he was in 4.5. And like 5.0 even. But I think we've kind of gone away from that in 5.5. Daredevil obviously is still ridiculous, and he needs to get nerfed and stuff. But I think overall, especially for most players, you're not going to get as much value on Daredevil as you think. Because most people just can't play him as well. They think they're going to like play this guy and immediately just be insane on him. But I feel like this is a good place for Daredevil. I think he's top 3. He's top 3. That's how I'd put it. Like, literally these 3 can run your lobbies. That's how I'd put it. Like, Phoenix, Hella, Daredevil can all just run your lobby. And then obviously these 2 can too, but I think these 2 are a little bit worse than like these 3. Barely, like barely. It's pretty close, I think. But with that being said, chat, that is going to do it for my Season 5.5 Marvel Rivals tier list. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. And say bye-bye to my Twitch chat. And if you want to be in the Twitch chat next time I do this for Season 6.0, be there, alright? Be there, man. Lock in. Join the stream. Twitch.tv/Titanium Solid, bro. Lock in. But with that being said, stay solid. Keep playing Rivals. W Guangguang, W Netties, W Zeong, and El Necros. Bye-bye.